Oh, air conditioning's on. Gosh, this remote is really, it is at the end of its life. Come on. Oh!
Welcome into the Banter, the Bogey, the Bros.
I think we need to do the power ranking of balls,
Now explain yourself.
etc. Example given would be like, and we're talking about like any ball that is, but I'm thinking of more so ones that are used for.
Or going top 10?
No. Maybe like we can each do a top 3, but I'm thinking like tennis balls, golf balls, racket balls.
Can it just be any sphere?
No. It has to be a ball.
What's the definition of let me look up the definition of a ball.
It bounces. Let's make that the rule.
Wait,
Let's make that the rule.
It bounces
Well,
has to be the rule?
Ball is a solid or hollow, spherical or egg-shaped object that is kicked, thrown, or hit in a game.
Okay, so it's a sphere that's used in a game. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Kicked, thrown, or
Kick,
hit
thrown,
in a
or
game.
hit in a game.
I would have to start out by I'm not giving a number 1, okay? I'm just giving an example of a really good ball, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe not necessarily in quality, but mainly in
fun.
versatility.
Yeah.
Is a dodgeball.
Yeah, like a kickball,
Because
dodgeball.
you can use it for kickball, foursquare,
Very
a
good.
ton of different games.
That's a great one.
So that's just one that I'd like to throw out there.
Well, is that your third?
No, I was just
So it's
saying
not
a
in your
ball
top
I liked. I didn't really know where are we doing them
You're
separately?
doing a top 3. You have a top 3.
I have my
Is
top 3.
kickball in your top 3?
I've got my top
Oh,
3.
I don't know. I
No
haven't
doubt
thought. I have
about
not thought about this.
it. My top 3 is kickball / dodgeball at number 3. Very versatile ball. Big part of my childhood. Number 2 is a racquetball. Racquetballs are just very fun, very bouncy. But number 1 is tennis ball. I use tennis balls, opening up that fresh container, a can of tennis balls and that little pop. You can use them for so many different sports. I mean,
Nice smell too.
tennis balls ruled my backyard basically for like different games that we played. We used them for baseball, wall ball, dodgeball. You can do anything with tennis balls. Honorable mention ball would be the wiffle ball. That would be an honorable mention.
I think I got to go.
And the golf ball is a good honorable mention.
Number 3, I'm going basketball. Mainly because I loved basketball, but also
Just not enough versatility to the basketball.
See, we used to play dodgeball, and there's one basketball on the court.
Oh my
in
gosh,
PE. Yeah.
That is terrifying.
that's terrifying.
We stopped when someone got a broken arm.
Yeah.
But prior to that, it was because he tripped on the basketball. To
Gotcha.
be fair, and he didn't get hit. But like, yeah. So you had we had a basketball was like the one ball that was out there that was terrifying.
Ever play? I believe it was called free ball. Where when you had it was like dodgeball, but it was every man for themselves. You could move around freely in the gym, but when you had the ball, you couldn't move, and the only way you could move is to passing it to people who were already out. Because when you got out, you sat down on the ground. Did you ever play that?
No, I never saw.
It was awesome because then people would betray you. You'd pass it to them and then run to your spot to get a pass back from them, and they would throw it to the other guy. Oh, it was amazing. Free ball was so good.
3 is
Dang.
basketball. Number 2, I'm going ping pong ball.
That is a good ball.
Because ping pong's a great game to begin with. Then you have Polish ping pong in addition that you can play with multiple
It's also
people.
one of the best trick shot balls
And then
ever.
trick shots.
Yeah.
And sting pong. There's just so many varieties of ping pong, plus just the balls fun.
Ping pong ball is a great one, and they're very cheap too.
Number 1, though, I'm going volleyball.
Ooh,
'Cause I think the
volleyballs are so good.
Volleyball was the thing that we played. Kickball,
Yeah.
dodgeball, volleyball.
I would probably sub out kickball for volleyball
Nah, the
because
volleyballs, you do everything in volleyball.
because you can kick them barefoot too.
Yeah, you can do everything with
You get a
volleyball.
volleyball
I've
with
never
a little.
played kickball with a volleyball
It's
before.
a good time.
It's great.
You get a little less air in it than normal. You could play barefoot with those things. You can play dodge.
You can play
volleyball.
pretty much any sport with a volleyball.
We did have a volleyball in our backyard for a long time that we used for stuff like that. It's a
Connie,
great
you can play
ball.
foursquare with a volleyball?
Volleyball is
Is it bouncy enough?
if you have enough air in it, they bounce real good.
That does sound like fun.
Very
So
solid
that's my
ball.
top 3.
Good list.
Basketball, ping
heck
pong.
of a list.
Volley.
Gosh, heck of a list right there. That's why this guy's the best.
I don't know. It sounds like you guys put a lot of thought into this.
No.
That's the key.
I came up with it on the spot.
Yeah, that's the key. You just think of balls that you played with. And
I like racquetballs. I think they feel fun.
I hope nobody skipped this and thought it was a Manscaped breed. It's not.
Yeah,
This is actually the podcast.
but it
But
can
with
be.
that being said,
I would say that I think that you get me with the versatility. I would say I have to just stick with versatility. So I would put volleyball in there.
It's a good ball.
What's gonna be my number one ball though? I mean, I like tennis balls.
Tennis ball's great.
Tennis ball is a great ball.
It's a great ball.
Baseballs are fun, but you can only play baseball with
Yeah,
them.
baseballs are great, and they're also very aesthetic.
But you can play catch. No one's done a football. Football is very great.
Footballs are great.
It's good
but
for
they-
catch.
But yeah, they're
And
football,
playing flag football.
Football
two-hand
is good
touch.
for football. I was trying to pick
Yeah.
balls that, like, for
take
me,
it to the
serve so
beach.
many purposes.
You're going to the beach. What ball are you grabbing?
A frisbee.
That's not a
Football
ball.
would be my second choice to frisbee for a beach.
Yeah,
I
you're
said
right.
what ball are you grabbing?
Actually,
I didn't say what
actually-
object are you taking to the
Actually,
beach.
it's a freaking those Waboba skip balls,
That's true.
man. I love
That
pelting
doesn't
those
fit
things.
into the ball category,
Oh.
though.
Oh, my number 3 ball. I got it
They
right
do
here.
bounce off the water.
But it's not
Is-
a part of a sport.
Well, you can make a sport out of it.
If you do that, then come back to me.
This is
They don't
part of
give
a
it to you.
game.
Well, I
This is
mean,
part of a game.
It's a
not
It is
part
a
of
game?
It's a
It's a
game or
game.
sport. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright.
You can definitely make. I had one that has a cricket bat with it, and so you
Oh, that's
skip it
pretty
off the
cool.
water and you hit it like cricket. Yeah,
My
very
number
fun.
one is maybe is it the same? Is it like almost like a gel feeling?
Yeah.
Consistency. Yeah, I think that's my number 3.
Oh, you're going with Boba.
the skip ball ones.
Yeah, ours that we had wasn't called that, but it
They,
was.
they make different
it's basically
brands.
the same
Wave Runner is another.
Yeah,
one
I
you
think
see.
that might be the one that we
Yeah.
had.
They're very
because we
fun.
would take it to the ocean and my family would play with that for
It's a
hours.
lot
You
of
can
fun.
you
So
can
much
rip
fun.
those things, and
Yeah.
you'll get a hop that like gets real close to you, and they zoom at
If
you.
we ever go to the beach, we'll just have to take my Wave Runner frisbee.
Yeah,
Dude.
That and
we
the
saw
ocean's
that.
pretty
I want to
fun.
use that.
We did it on the pool. You have to be careful because it's not meant for catch, but
Oh.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
We had one for the pool that skipped on the top, but it more like skidded on the water, and it was very sharp. And my brother and I would go end to end in the pool and chuck it at each other.
Yeah, this one, if you
it
throw
was-
it
it was a
hard,
death
you can get it
sentence.
to like skip off the water like 15 feet in the air.
That's sick.
But Jimmy and I would play like, so at the pool, there was like the steps. We called that the goal.
goal, and you try to
put the
throw a
goalie
pass.
in and you just ripped it and be going like 60
My
miles
brother
an
and I
hour
would
at
do
your
that
face.
with just like the just like the stock pool like balls that were like soft and they'd fill with water and get a little heavier
Yeah.
and you could
Yeah.
squeeze the water
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
We would throw those like end to end and trying to get
Those
them
are fun, too.
Best pool game ever. Just trying to throw the ball past somebody and hit
Yeah.
the wall.
We did it with
Alright.
volleyballs too.
Top
There you
3
go.
balls. Top 3 balls.
That's
I'm
another
taking
level.
blitz ball at whatever the frick it was called out of there. You ever thrown a blitz ball though?
Yeah,
That's-
blitz balls are
I
pretty
haven't.
sick.
I
I've seen
haven't,
them,
but
but I
I've
haven't.
I've seen them on YouTube and I tried to find one, but I
They're
couldn't.
sick. A lot harder
Um,
than you think.
Anyway, so
Get what to do what you
I'm
want.
going number 3, dodgeball. Number 2. Dang it, what was my number 2?
Volleyball was your number 2. You said
No, volleyball is going to be my number 1.
Heck
No.
yeah.
Number 2 is ping pong ball.
Okay.
So basically, you have a hybrid between Trevor and I's list.
Yes, I just wanted to throw them out there because I was tired of
Respect.
thinking about it.
Respect, dude. Man, it
RESPECT.
just makes me want to go get a volleyball, man.
Tell me what it means
Just
to
to
me.
have
man.
it.
We have one in the closet.
It's not in there anymore. I remember we used it for park days.
I forgot Konner stole it.
I,
So you've
yeah.
stolen from the company then.
Who
Nope.
hasn't though?
Where is the volleyball currently?
At his house.
Probably at my house.
Look, sounds like theft to
Tough
me.
one. I mean,
I hope the police just don't go knocking on your door today.
Do you
Yeah.
want?
Because they
What do you
would
want from
find
me?
stolen merchandise.
no, man.
That is tough. That is what they would call embezzlement. Now, the question is, where did the volleyball? Did the company even buy it? Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
We did buy it.
Yeah,
Would that play it again? That's tough.
it's a tough look. It's a tough seat to be in, Konner.
It feels comfy to me. I feel fine.
You shouldn't. Hello, police.
Did they call you?
Yeah, they heard I needed them.
You,
All right,
Konner, did you hear Hunter said he's giving out chair upgrades at the end of the year, but you had to be on time today?
that's funny.
I said it at 7 this morning.
Yeah.
Very funny.
I mean, it'll be funny when I'm sitting in a throne.
Yeah, that'd be good for you, man.
I'm getting a G Fuel chair, dude.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's not a thing.
If I bounce your mic enough, I wonder if it'll
Yeah.
hit you in the face.
Hey, you guys been seeing? I've been seeing these TikToks lately of
Get
this
very close.
of this guy. I'm just backing up of this guy who is like he does like my day in the life as like a small Twitch streamer. You seen any of these?
I haven't seen his.
No.
But
I
I've seen
think
day in the life
The
stuff.
Twitch streaming life is so. Let's paint this question. If you were a Twitch streamer,
Okay.
you don't even have to do video games, but like your life is going to be streaming, and streamers go like 12 hours a day typically. Like they don't stream. Most of them do not stream normal work schedules because A, they're playing video games, a lot of them, but they're doing fun things, so they don't mind it. And B, like they just want to be on to make more money. What would you do as like your Twitch streaming thing? It doesn't have to be a video game. If like that was going to be your job and you knew you're not worried. You're not even worried about the money. Like the money is just a base salary. You're going to make X amount. You're going to live off of that, but you need to do it 12 hours a day. And you need to stream it to the internet. What are you doing?
You have.
I could see you doing Guitar Hero.
Me?
Yeah, those guys look like they have a blast.
Not 12 hours a day.
You're also going to have. You're also
think,
guaranteed to have a good audience no matter what. So you're going to be interacting with your audience.
I think I'm just setting the camera up like in my kitchen, and I just like
doing what?
living life.
Okay.
But
It's like I'm working on my laptop, I'm cooking some lunch, cooking breakfast, just hanging out.
okay, let's repaint the question. You have to do something
You have to do an
specific
activity.
other than just living your normal
You have
life.
to do it's not just vlogging.
And
You
working
have to
on
do
your
an
laptop
activity.
isn't a thing because your work is now only this Twitch.
Oh no, brand deals,
Okay.
side hustles.
Okay.
All right, I
not
am,
gonna
I
get
am
into-
Twitch streaming myself flipping stuff on like Facebook Marketplace and eBay or something. So I'm making more money.
that's
on
a
the side.
great idea.
That's a good one.
And
That's
I'm
actually
just sitting there for 12 hours looking for stuff to flip.
and then like doing like the like repurposing and like are you just literally
Depends on what it is. Maybe I get into that mug life, Gary Vee style.
That's okay. That's a creative idea. Konner?
I think that it'd be really fun to. There are two things that come to mind right now, and one would be working on cars.
yeah.
So it'd be like doing like off-road builds on trucks or just doing like normal car things would be fun, but that's a long time a day that you need to spend on your back underneath a car. And so that doesn't sound like it's good for your body. Fishing would be fun,
There you go.
but that is also a long time to spend outside
Yeah.
fishing.
That is the key part.
But
of this,
I would
is
want
it's
to
like
do an
you're doing this
activity.
12
I
hours
don't
a day.
think I would want to do something where I'm just sitting the whole time. Like video games, like sounds like fun for an hour, but like I wouldn't want to do 12 hours.
I could stream a solid 4 or 5 hours a day of video games. If I could
Yeah.
pick what game I want.
If
If I went like Fall Guys,
if it was
Apex,
if it was my job and my schedule was cleared,
Well, yeah,
then I could
definitely
go.
do that.
I could go for. Well, that's like what we're assuming. I mean,
that's what we're saying. This
But-
is your job.
Yeah, but we didn't
You
say
sit-
4 hours. We said 12 hours.
No, yeah. But that's your job. Like, you're making.
I think I could do video games.
Maybe here's a question. Okay, well, I'll let you finish what you're going to say. What you
No,
want
you're
to
good,
stream,
you're good.
then I'm going to ask. Well, so have you decided what you're streaming?
No,
I have a secondary question.
mine was
to
before
this
the
topic.
two. So just
Okay.
keep going.
No, you keep going.
No,
I-
I don't have anything else to say.
My topic's going to change us, so you need to decide what you're going with 12 hours.
I think I would choose. Video games.
I feel like
What video game? Or do you like console specific enough?
Well,
How specific do we have to get?
I mean, video game streamers don't stick to
Nah, you're right. You're right.
a specific one.
video
if,
games.
If I had to stick to a specific video game, I don't know that I would choose video games because that might make you go insane.
I would
pick
want
Warzone.
to do
Then
something.
I might pick like golf or something and try and make that into a live stream. But 12 hours a day.
If I had to
the
pick
12
a-
hours a day thing, it's like I almost have to pick something like video games because like just so I don't like my body doesn't deteriorate.
If I had to pick a video game 12 hours a day, I'd go Warzone.
well, your
that's
body's
different every
going to
time you play it.
deteriorate if you do video games 12 hours a day.
but it is different, but also
And if you're good enough, that's only 12 games of Warzone, really. If you're like
Dang.
about to win everyone.
yeah, I mean it gets close to an hour. I suppose.
I've played Warzone 12 hours without trying. Just like me, Kent, and Stout. They came over at like 7 o'clock and we played all night.
I think the biggest key to if you were like going to do video games, like you'd have to have a really good like online community of people to play
you
with.
said your community's great.
Yeah, your audience is great.
So you
So,
already
yeah,
have a good
you
community.
should
You can
yeah
find them.
that would make everything a lot more doable. Is like knowing that there's
Okay.
people watching you.
Final one, Konner. 12 hours. Gun to your head right now. 3, 2, 1.
Shot.
Dead.
I think it'd be fun to. I don't know. I'm just going to say cars
Okay.
just to end the question.
You don't have
Now-
to just be working on them the whole time. You can be doing other stuff. So like that makes sense.
This is
I
going to
could- gonna
be.
be driving them.
Yeah, you could.
So you're just
Boom,
driving.
cars. The answer is cars.
So this one we'll have to take Trevor out of the equation.
Good.
Actually, no, you can still answer it.
Okay.
You could be a truck driver.
You have to play.
Think
and
about if you're a
stream yourself.
semi-truck driver, because then you're getting work. You're getting money from truck driving.
That's why I
And
chose
then you
drivers
have a
on eBay.
conversation.
do that.
That's why I chose
Yeah.
flipping on eBay. Because then I can also like every day I just take my stream with me and I go pick up
Yeah.
a free couch. Like I'm just living
Yeah.
life and
Couch flipper,
That's
man.
pretty cool.
because y'all wouldn't let me just live life. So I chose something that'll like I can live life and be disguised.
Yeah, only Hunter would give an answer like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit up my kitchen, man. Just like work on my laptop.
IRL
Be like,
streamers are real.
I know, but it's just funny because you were like, I'm gonna work on my laptop. Like, no, this is your work.
No, but like you always have side hustles.
Well, that's not what I said. I said like this is your job. Like,
Okay, I would stream me doing a side hustle.
There you go. Side hustle.
So I can work on my laptop.
Side
then.
hustle Sammy. And you'd go by Sammy.
There you go. No, so
That's a good one, Sammy.
How much? What would your salary from? Let's say Twitch gave you a salary.
Okay.
Okay. This is
What would your salary have to be per year for you to do video games? Has to be video games for 12 hours a day.
for 12 hours a day.
Every day. You cannot miss a day.
12 hours.
7 days a week. You cannot miss a day.
So long because like
What's your
I
salary
don't
got to
think
be?
I don't think there's a salary that would make me do that.
I'd do it for like $400K.
Because like 12 hours a day.
you can't like is there like are you going to get vacation like you would at a normal job?
Sure, we'll give you 2 weeks vacation.
Okay. And weekends.
No, 7 days
he
a
said
week.
7 days a week. Yeah, that's what
You
that's
get 2
the
weeks
problem.
vacation, 7 days a week though.
7 days a week, 12 hours though.
That's not an option. That's not an
I could
job
grind
option
if
to
I
me.
left.
Well,
if
but-
I did it like right out of high school, I just grinded for 10 years, making $400K a year, and I didn't have like any expenses.
That's that.
I would just grind for 10 years.
No,
and
but
be
that's
done.
what there's not there. To me, the option here is not you're single. The option is you have your life right now.
But I could start at
to
5
stream
in
it,
the morning.
5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And work till 5 p.m. So like I could end at a reasonable hour that people end work.
But
And
then you still have to go to sleep early though.
They don't.
No, to wake up at 5. I
just
could
get
go
up at 5
I
and
could go to
stream.
bed at 9. Because like the other thing you remember is I am at home the whole time. So like my family is going to still be able to see me and even interact with me while I'm playing video
Yeah,
games.
heck, your son could hop on stream.
Exactly. Yeah, and I could bring them on the stream. Like it wouldn't be like I would actually see more of my family. So I would say it would be hard though because like not having weekends would be tough. I would say it would probably take like 200,000 a year. Probably.
Oh, you're half me.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not an option for me. I don't think.
So they come and offer you $1 million a year,
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. It's not worth.
$2 million a year,
It doesn't matter.
10 million.
$10 million.
It
Where you only have to
doesn't
do it. You have
matter-
to do it 1 year, and then you're set for life. And you're not doing it.
It doesn't matter the number you give me. It's not worth a year.
$100 billion.
It's not
But
worth.
then think of it: the rest of your life, you don't have to work now. So now you're with your family and your wife the rest of your life, without ever having to work, and you
I
can live a
get
like
that.
very luxurious lifestyle if you choose.
And you're
the right
only
number.
getting off work at 5 p.m. Like if you start early in the morning.
Yeah, you set your schedule.
And you get 2 weeks vacation. So you got to make it through 54 weeks.
I mean, if it was a 1 year
for
thing,
unlimited money.
if someone paid me $1 million and said a year, 7 days straight, you gotta do this, I'd do it. For $1
I
million,
understand,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking like you wouldn't, like I wouldn't like. Whatever, I don't care. I'm just if I were go to church on Sunday, then like I get done with church at like 1 o'clock, then I have to play video games till 1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. Well, you could also stream like what time's church start? 11 for you? 10 for you? 11?
Well,
9?
it starts for me at 6.
6? Well, so you're not doing worship leading for a year.
No, that's not an option.
Okay, so it starts for you at 6. So you get up at 4, stream 4 to 5:30, got an hour and a half in, then 6 to 12. Is that what church would be?
Ish, yeah, it's 12:30.
So then you're home at 1. Already have your hour and a half in, so now you're streaming until midnight. Then you sleep, wake up at 5 the next morning, go 5 to 5.
Yeah, I just don't. It's not an option for me.
So there's no dollar amount.
No.
You would turn down being set for the rest of your life. If someone offered you $1 billion,
I'm happy. I like my job.
$1 billion. You're set for you and your kids and everyone's set for the rest of your life for like lives now.
But
For 1 year of your life.
yeah,
And not even a year of your life because you're sitting at home. Your wife's not working. She's at home with you. She's making you meals every day. 3 meals a day, coming in, eating with you while you're on stream.
But just like-
I mean, I think I'd do it for $100K.
That's what I was saying. I think I do.
The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, this sounds incredible.
Because like you're
Yeah.
not locked into your video game. Like you can still like be present. You just have to be on stream.
Yeah, you just have to be streaming.
yeah, but you're still just like you're sitting there.
Yeah, but your wife can come in and play the video game with you.
But you guys can't go do anything.
At 5 p.m. you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have your whole evening.
You're basically sacrificing 2 hours from your current life.
No, you're sacrificing 2 days
Explain it to me.
because you're
Well, the
Saturday and
weekends.
Sunday.
Oh, well, yeah, but you're off at 5 still. And you have $1 billion.
Yeah, bro. You're
That's like
sacrificing. You're sacrificing. So 2
You're
days.
making almost $100 million a month.
So you're sacrificing about 112 days essentially for the
yeah,
rest of your
can
life.
I do the option of just doing a month of it?
No.
No.
It's got to be a year.
It has to be a year. Well, Yeah, because if you make it a month, then it's just like
A month's too easy.
that's too easy of a commitment.
Because a month, I'd do it for, if you gave me 50 grand, I'd do it next month for 50 grand.
Yeah,
Because I'm sacrificing 4
just
weekends.
I would too.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a month's way too easy.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. It's tough for me because there's a lot of things I want to be involved in that don't have a monetary value to me.
But you're only missing them for a year.
That's
It's not like you
year's a
can
lot
never
of
go back
time.
to it. And you might not even be missing them because you get off at 5.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like if I want to go see my family and like hang
They
out.
can come see you. They can come play video games with you.
You could also take
you,
it. You
it
could
could
also
be you
just-
and your dad. You could retire your dad,
But
your
you have a-
mom. They can move
now
up
you-
here. You
yeah.
can buy them a mansion because you get $100 million a month.
Yeah.
All right,
You know how far a
my
million goes in Lynchburg?
My final answer.
That's the thing is like you could make with that much money. You could make anything you wanted to happen.
Yeah. Your whole family could stream with you.
You could fly every single.
You could build your streaming rig onto a private
For your
jet.
2 weeks of vacation, you could fly your whole family to Bora Bora and live in a castle.
No, not even that. You could fly them to your own private island you bought with your first $100 million from January.
Yeah.
All right, you guys almost got me convinced.
Wait, no, you could buy more BMWs.
Oh,
Making $1 billion a year, you give yourself a few years, you could own BMW.
Yeah, you could, Connor. You could start your own car company. If you could start. Wait, okay, this is actually a good pivot because this question we burnt out. Connor, if you could start your
but just
own,
be clear, you do almost have me. I'm all but convinced.
if you if you could start your own car,
I'll
company,
accept.
No, if you could start your own car company and and money is not like part of the equation, you're just like you're starting a car company to do whatever. What would be like the kind of cars you're making? Like, what's your vision for your company? I guess I could ask you the same question.
Car has to be a car company.
Yeah, and like you're not even thinking about profit. It's like for you to enjoy what you're putting out there. Basically, you're not thinking about the business model.
I'm making your everyday man's car. I'm making razor thin profit margins. We sell direct to consumer only so that everyone can afford a car.
There you go.
Nice.
You're like doing like the Mark Cuban pharmaceutical situation with cars.
Essentially, like we're eliminating car salesmen, eliminating everything, just
Getting
direct
rid
to
of the
consumer.
middleman.
We're getting rid of everything. So
I
you
think
just
I would
come to
make
us,
cars that fly and go underwater.
because everyone could afford a car. It costs it'd be like a $3,000 loan to get a very nice car. Well, I don't know how nice you could build for that, but
No, that's a good idea.
that's my car company.
Now, Connor, give us a more interesting answer.
I think it'd be really interesting to make a company that has a gas and electric option for every model.
Like a hybrid?
No, not like a mixture.
Company that only makes hybrids.
No, I know what you're
There's
saying. I know
nothing
what you're
wrong with
saying.
that. I'm interested
I meant
in
more
hybrid
like
technology.
what would the cars look like? What would
Okay.
like the creative side of the company is more what I was looking for.
Dang. Okay, so one thing I'm really interested in, and I'm really intrigued by the retro model of the new Bronco.
Yeah.
They did a retro series or whatever, where they made it kind of, in some ways, the styling looked like the old one. I think that's very interesting. But the problem is that whenever you start doing stuff like that, you might end up with some gaudy pieces of crap. Like, I'm trying to think of some options. But there's cars where they made them look like 50s
Yeah.
American cars in like 2006 or 2010, and they're hideous.
Well, the
I
other
want
problem
one.
is like once you get to like 2040, you just be making Trevor's G6.
Yeah, but it'd be
true.
cool in 2040.
Yeah.
It's cool now.
Dude,
what are
I
you
can't,
saying?
Yeah,
I
well,
can't
I'm
wait till
sorry.
2040, man. Dang.
What car company are you making?
Dude, I'm making tractors, bro.
That's not a car, you silly boy.
No, they go street legal.
I'm making
tractors.
cars stock with the Carolina Squat.
No, dude. My company is going to make Formula 1 cars, but they're just like normal automatic transmission cars that like they're like daily drivers, but they just look like F1 cars.
Nice.
So it's like a Honda Civic, but
Yeah,
it
it
looks
drives
like
like
an
a Honda
F1
Civic,
car.
but it looks like an F1 car.
That's so funny.
How fun would that be to drive around?
Not.
I would love it.
You would look cool.
Yeah, you would look cool.
That's all. That's
yeah,
the
but you're
only
asking.
thing that matters for
you
a
were
car.
asking for. Well, I mean, you can have fun in a Honda Civic, so
My first car is a Honda Civic.
that's a great car. The reason why it's like number 5
It
top
was a
selling
hand me
car in
down
the
from my
world.
sister.
It's like number one.
It
part
sounded
stolen
electric.
car
It was
in
like
the world.
when you accelerated.
That hurt.
Nice. That was very loud. I think that it's crap. What was I about to say? Oh, some of the best.
I want to find these cars from 2006. Please remember one.
One of them is a truck.
That doesn't help me.
It's
Let me just Google 2006
It's the Chevy.
Silverado.
No, it is so ugly.
It's a Chevy though.
Yes, I think it was Chevy that did it. They also did a car.
All right, let's see if I can find it.
Just search like Chevy vintage reboot 2006.
It's probably not 2006, but it's like around that area.
All right, well, I'll also be searching.
We're gonna find this thing.
Some of the best.
Was it the Colorado?
No, it's not the Colorado. It might not be Chevy either, but I thought it was.
Well,
GM turned a 1960s pickup into an electric hot rod.
Nope.
That was November 2019.
I did see somebody take. Let me see it. No, that's not it. But I did see somebody take a like a 1950s like C10 or something like that. I don't know if they
retro
have C10 back there.
themed new Chevy Silverados.
Let me see. No, that's not it.
Well, they apparently tried this a bunch.
But I saw somebody take
Chevrolet SSR.
That's it.
No way. Oh
Yeah. Yeah. You see what I'm talking about?
Hey, Konner, production 2003 to 2006.
Dang.
Good job.
Konner. That is awful.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a Volkswagen Bug if it had a trunk or it had a tailgate.
It's ugly. It's ugly as crap.
There it is.
Bad. You didn't undersell that one.
I was gonna say that some of the best car knowledge I've ever heard, more like car advice, more like car theology, if you will. It's way more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow.
That's true.
And a lot of times you can't afford a fast car, or you're just gonna get in trouble with the fast car. Way more fun to take a slow car and drive
Here's a
fast.
question.
If you're driving a fast car, the police are just looking for you. They're just looking for a reason.
How much do you have to be making a year to consider buying a $150,000 car?
$150,000 car.
Yeah.
What's the?
I would say at least $1 million.
Oh,
million a
more
year.
than that. For me, more than that. It is. Again, you're a car.
He said to
enthusiast.
consider.
Yeah, no. For me,
I'm not really interested.
$150,000 car.
It would be hard. Like I'm not really interested in $150,000.
Yeah, because at this point we're looking at like sports cars essentially. Because like the nicest SUV money can buy, you're probably paying $100,000.
I don't know if you had to
Unless you're going like
Escalade.
luxury brand.
I would spend $150,000 in crappy cars.
I would
just
have
to
to
make
be
them cool.
making more than $10 million a year.
10.
It would have to be. I'd have to be making so much money.
If I was making
because like for
2
me,
to 3 million a year, to where it's basically like a month's salary on a car,
because I could.
I would buy like because that's like 150. You could buy a very sick car.
Yeah, but like I just don't care about cars. But like for me, like
I don't either. But if I could be
have
rolling
Teslas,
around in a,
I could have Teslas for so much less than that. I could have.
I don't want a
like
Tesla.
I could have super awesome, like super nice Forerunners and crap like that.
I care a lot about cars, and I can't think of a car that I want that's $150,000.
I mean, let me just
Maybe like a
search.
car you would buy at auction, Konner, like something that's valued at that much.
Oh, you know what? Actually, but I
Probably-
don't even know. Like, what would really get me would be like one of the first like '60s Porsches.
What about that M3 we were
probably
looking
get
at?
me. The M3,
The one that had like the racing, like the blue and
Oh, you're talking about the M1
or M1.
the
Yeah,
original M1. I don't know how much those sell for.
I think
maybe
they were,
$100 grand.
Yeah, they were pretty expensive.
I would.
Yeah,
I
I
would.
would get a 2021 Nissan GTR. That's like one of my dream cars. It's $140,000 to $300,000. If I was making $3 million a year, that's in my driveway.
I think I don't know. If I made a ton of money like that, maybe the Allure, because like I've always thought of just like having like my like dream vehicles are more like super big functional vehicles, like nice trucks or SUVs.
But
I think eventually maybe I would get to
if
the
you were
amount.
making $2 million a year, you're making $166,000 a month. So then just put that in perspective of dropping 1 month's salary on
the perspective is like
a car, but you already
Okay, never
at that
mind.
point you already have
like-
you could buy 2 GMC Yukons a month.
I know, but like I could also use that money for
that's
different
cash.
things.
I
Like, that
changed
could
my
be
mind.
Other than a car, like that could be like all my kids' college expenses.
Then do that next month. You're making $2 million a year, like every year.
Yeah, well, is it okay? But
This is your job.
Give me a contract. Give me
Okay.
how long am I going to be making that
The
money?
rest of your life, $2 million. a
Okay,
year.
but then yes,
that's
then
what I'm
I
saying.
would
Like when you're making like
I changed my.
But like
bring
you
up-
don't know if you're going to make $2 million next year in a lot
if
of
you've
jobs.
built up to $2 million a year, you're a very valuable person. So you're gonna be making that much money rotating. You might go to $1 million, but you're making a lot of money.
There are a lot of people who lose their jobs that are making that much money.
Trevor,
Yeah, but they're still valuable people. Like they're
you
still
changed my
worth
mind.
more than six figures a year to a company.
I think I would probably get to a point where like I would see a fancy car and be like, you know what, I could afford that. That'd be fun. I don't know if I would like drive it very much though. That's the thing.
GTR would be my daily driver. For sure.
I would prefer to have like for my like. I think maybe I'd buy like a G-Wagon. Maybe that's
there
what
you
I'd
go.
buy. That would I think I could see myself buying a G-Wagon. That would be fun.
That's like 150.
I would
Yeah, I
definitely.
could buy that.
I didn't think about the fact of classic cars being that much, and I changed my mind because I would definitely be able to do that. But it would still take me making probably $1 million a year.
Million a year. So
But
what, is your number
here's,
still 10?
Like even
For a G-Wagon, now that you have a car in mind.
It'd still be 5, I think.
5?
Yeah.
I would never buy a G-Wagon, but
He crapped on your
Thanks,
car.
man.
it's a stupid car.
Why is it stupid?
That's my wife's
Because
dream car.
Literally the only point of a G-Wagon
It's
is
'cause it
to
looks cool.
express wealth.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about what I care that a car looks cool and is nice on the the interior. I drive.
That makes sense.
I drive to and from work. That's where I
Anyway,
drive.
this car that I was thinking of, I was told you about that like 60s Porsche. Also, another option would be the 1960 Aston Martin DB4.
Aston Martins are cool.
Which is like Aston Martin is always like, if I could choose a like super expensive sports car that was like my dream car, it would be an Aston Martin. I always like those. But the 60s DB4, also known as freaking 007's car, is
that's cool.
I'm seeing it here for $456,000.
I think honestly, if I was gonna buy like a flashy sports car, I'd probably buy a cherry red Ferrari.
Yeah.
Which one? Which Ferrari?
If I had enough
I don't
money,
know.
I'd buy a
Just one
Lamborghini.
that looks nice.
For sure.
One that
Because you get a Ferrari California,
One
you're a
that-
poser.
I want something that I don't care what it is, as long as it looks like the stereotypical rich guy Ferrari.
I think that's the. I think the California
Probably
is the
is.
one I'm thinking of. I'm not actually that much of an expert on
But
Ferraris. I just wanted to sound like it.
I think it'd just be cool to say you own a Ferrari
Yeah, that would be cool.
or a Lamborghini Aventador. That's like a
That's
cool
what.
car.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be sick to own a Bugatti, but
I think Bugattis are kind of. I mean, they're not
it's-
ugly, but they're.
I don't like how they look. It's just the fact that you don't have a
yeah,
Bugatti.
there are much cooler looking cars than that. Like for
But, like,
me,
if you
like I
drive
could look
down
at a
the street-
Corvette and think it looks better, but yeah, obviously the Bugatti is going to draw more attention.
Yeah.
To get robbed.
Well, no. If I have a Bugatti, I have private security.
He's got
In
private
G-Wagon surrounding me.
security. He's got private security, guys.
If you own a Bugatti, surely.
I would hope so. Can we? Let's all try and get pre-approved to buy a Bugatti.
That wouldn't work.
What's the? Can we like? We should go online and see like what's like a most expensive monthly payment we can cook up on a car
Well, the Bugatti, I mean,
without just use. You can't use just like a loan calculator because like obviously I want to like see if like you could go to an actual dealer website
oh, and like actually
and get a
cook one
real
up.
like monthly payment.
That wouldn't work.
And try and get like just get like the most obscene one possible.
One-off models.
If you did actually though for the Bugatti, just do the loan calculator and just see what it would be. A monthly payment. If you put like, let's just say you
I
put
mean, I'm
like
buying that thing. If I had
that
enough
is-
money, that
that
thing
is
looks
sick.
insane.
Is that a Bugatti?
Yeah.
That's sick. See if like put down if you put down like $20,000.
So Bugatti cost 2022 3.8 mil
Yeah.
for the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport.
So plug that in.
All right, so loan calculator.
with like $20K down, which would be like a really solid down payment on a nice car.
Not on a Bugatti.
Not on no on like a family car.
Loan amount is
Like if you're buying a RAV4 and you put $20K down, like good for you, you know. Like,
3.825 million. Loan term 15 years. We'll put it
Yeah.
there. Interest rate. We'll just put interest at 5%.
just somewhere in the middle, yeah.
Calculate. This doesn't have a down payment on here.
Oh.
Oh, it won't. It won't let me go above 100,000 on this loan
that's so
payment.
funny. We need to know.
Oh no, here it is.
Oh.
Okay.
This
So I
is
guess
with zero down.
I just need to take the down payment out of the loan.
Oh,
So
it's not gonna do much. It's gonna be pretty inconsequential. Just take $20K out of that.
so 30. Okay, done.
That's not gonna do
Calculate.
anything.
So monthly payment would be 30 grand.
Oh,
Total of 180 payments. You'd end up paying $5.4 million.
Oh my god.
That right there, folks, is why you don't go into debt. 5.4 million to drive a $3 million car.
oh my God.
You'd be paying 1.6 million in interest
That is
That's
so
crazy.
funny.
on a 15-year
That's
loan.
basically putting zero down on a Bugatti.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
30K a month. So you'd have to be making what 30 times. You'd have to be making like probably $400,000 just to survive with that payment.
Are you even surviving with?
You'd have
Because you haven't even factored the tax of owning that car.
you had to make like half
Or
a million.
insurance,
You'd have to
because
make, like,
insurance
half
on a car like that is wild.
You had to make like half a million.
You'd have to be making
dollars.
$1 million a year.
Well, nobody said you had to drive it. You didn't have to
You still
insure
have,
it.
I guess you don't have to insure it.
No, because you're not. I mean, it's just sitting in your garage.
Well, I mean, oil change on a car like that's typically like $10,000.
You're not changing the oil. I think sitting. That's a statue.
Oh my gosh!
You just
I
bought
watched a video.
statue.
I watched a video of somebody changing the oil on was it either a Lamborghini or a McLaren? It was one of the
Is
two.
it
I
like
can't remember.
gold?
All right.
No,
Is
it
it
was
liquid gold that pours out of there?
There's 6 different oil plugs.
Oh
How much do you think it
gosh.
costs to change oil on a Bugatti Veyron?
Oh, $40,000.
Okay,
I was gonna say $10,000.
21,000. But typically on a car like that, I think you change oil once a year.
Probably
pretty
'cause
sure.
You barely ever
Really?
drive it.
I'm pretty
That's
sure.
probably
I feel
why.
like you work the oil extra hard.
I'm
But
pretty sure that
It's probably because you barely drive it though. Like if,
I'm sure the oil that goes.
it's a
in
27-hour oil change.
What?
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. Like explain that
Well,
to
it's
me.
probably because they have to. It's not just like a normal car where you just pour oil.
They
into
have
the
to go
crankcase
mine
and
the
then it
oil
goes-
from some rare.
They probably
cove.
have to. They probably have to put the oil like perfectly in each section of the car instead of like just pouring it in your crankcase and letting that distribute it to your whole car.
They do it manually.
You've got to put oil in each part. In each part. Maybe I don't know. But the fact that the freaking video I watched, the car had 6 different oil plugs. I was like, what the crap?
That's a nightmare,
Just to
dude.
be clear, you typically have one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
27 hours to complete an oil change on a Bugatti Veyron.
I'm gonna watch a YouTube video about how to change oil on a Bugatti Veyron.
That article.
I mean,
was
here's the
watch
thing:
how
when you
to
make
change
the
it.
most
Really?
expensive car, you can just do excessive things, even if it was for no reason. Like if somebody's willing to buy a car for that much, you can just tell them it costs $21,000 and 27 hours to change the oil.
Yeah, true.
and they're not going to be like, "What?" Like they're expected to just shake their head and be like, "No problem." So that's the whole allure of having the most expensive of something. If you market it right and get the right people to like get it into the cool club, like owning a Bugatti, then that's what you can do. You can just make any kind of add-on a gajillion dollars.
I saw a Bugatti once. I was at Steak and Shake here in Lynchburg, and one just pulled into the mall parking lot.
That's so funny.
It was insane. It was gold. I walked out there, got a picture with it, met the guy who owned it.
The
He gave me a
nicest-
Bugatti hat.
Well, the nicest
What?
Yeah, I still
That's
have it
so
at my
cool.
house.
the nicest car I've seen in this area is Paul's by a long shot. I've never.
Yeah, this was like a car show that was traveling from Florida up to.
I can't believe Paul's
somewhere.
a McLaren. That is so cool.
Well, what he has a 570S, 270S.
His car's worth $250,000.
I know. I'm gonna just look up how much oil changes on that. 720S.
He told us once it was a ton. I want to say it was like 10 grand
720S oil change.
or like 7 grand. Maybe it was 7 grand. It was a lot.
Do.
It is enough. It is enough to make you want to cry.
I don't like the idea of having a car I can't fix.
It
Scares
says
me.
sounds about from what dealer. This is 2019. From what dealers told me, $1,700 oil change.
Maybe it was
It's just
$1,700.
too much money.
That's still expensive.
Out of principle, that's too much money.
Oh wait, well now this one says. Oh, this is on an F1. Wow, a routine oil change on an F1 costs about $8 grand. Yeah, maintenance cost for a 720S. That's what he owns, right?
I don't know. It's a McLaren and it is black.
I have no idea.
McLaren 720S
other
is
than
around
that-
2,000 to 3,000 cost and maintenance a year.
Because other than that, around here you see Corvettes, but like
Corvette.
you don't really see anything crazy. I remember being on the highway once on a bus trip to a basketball game, and there was a Lamborghini Aventador pulled up next to us, an orange one, and like that was a crazy. I was like, I'd never seen a car this nice in my life.
There used to be a Lamborghini that lived here, and apparently they owned the waste company. Is what
Because
someone told me.
I've never been to like. I mean, I've been to big cities, but like I don't know. I've never been to like super rich areas of big cities. I guess like I'm not like cruising around the hills in Los Angeles. I've never even been to Los Angeles, but like I'm not going to like the rich areas of nice cities. I guess.
I think I would see you actually if you hang out in downtown Charleston for long enough, you see really nice cars.
Yeah, you may have seen some nice ones in Charleston, the nicer areas.
But you see a lot. I feel like you see a lot of really nice cars in Florida.
Yeah,
Retired
A lot
people.
of retired people.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm
That
trying to
is
think
true.
of places I've been where I've seen really nice cars. I mean, in downtown Charlotte, in South End, which is a
Ooh.
part of downtown Charlotte, you
I
see
came up with a topic
a lot of really good ones.
that was to do with retirement. So this guy I was watching on YouTube, his name's Alex Hormozy, and he was talking, and he's the only person I've heard that says something like this. He was talking about what he was going to do with his money when he died.
Yeah.
Right? So he's a very rich person. I don't know what he's worth now, but hundreds of millions. And he was saying that when he dies, he's giving his entire estate away. He doesn't have kids yet, but he said not a dime's going to his kids. And someone asked him why, and he said, because if I give my kids all this money and they don't know how to make money themselves, they're going to waste it all, and then it's not going to be worth anything to them. But if I teach my kids how to make money, by the time I die, they'll be as rich as me or richer. So why would they need my money?
Well,
Dang.
what happens if you die before you're able to teach them?
That was his philosophy. He said he already wrote his will and he's not changing it, and he's giving his whole estate away.
Yeah.
And it's like Shaq once.
That's crazy.
Shaq once said like his kid said something about
said,
like we're rich.
He said we're not rich. I'm rich.
Yeah, he said we're not rich. I'm rich.
That's so funny.
I agree with the principle behind that.
That's what I was gonna say. Is let's say you're worth $500 million when you die. What are you giving your kids all your money, or what are you doing?
I agree with the principle because I think it's such a tricky one though, because like I agree with what he's saying. Like if your goal is to just teach your kids to make money and then they grow up and then they're already well off, then this isn't even really a problem. However, you might die before that happens. So like if you write your will and you don't give them anything and then you die before you can teach them anything, that's not good. So what I would probably do is write a very generous will, give most of my money to my children, and then maybe later down the line, if I feel like they don't need all of that and they might squander it or I don't know what, maybe then decide a different path of action. Maybe use it to maybe I would use it to start, a foundation or a business or something that they could run. But like, yeah, I mean, here's what I will say. At the very least, I would be like making sure certain things were paid for, like certainly like any of the education they would pursue in the future. Like I would want to make sure like that was taken care of, because like that's already a pursuit that they're like doing. But like I guess that's my main point, is like that whole idea. I agree with the principle, but like if you die and then you aren't even able to teach them anything and your will can't be changed,
That sucks.
Then that sucks.
Imagine you're like 18. You just
And
lost your parents.
Here's what I will say.
But your dad's owns. He's worth hundreds of millions.
Well, I'll tell you for
and then
free.
it's just like you have nothing, and now you're going to college and you have no money.
I'll tell you this
like
for
you
free.
you went from like living in the lap of luxury to you have nothing.
I'll tell you this for free. My money's not going to the government when I die. So like
You don't have that choice.
I'm figuring
83% death tax, baby.
I'm spending it all, dude.
Well, that was the other thing people say is like, why would I leave it to my kids? It's getting taxed at 83%
Yeah.
if you're that rich. I think I'm leaving my kids assets. I don't think I'm leaving them like any cash if I'm in that scenario.
I'm
leaving them an apartment, because then like even if
stuff
they're
that they
idiots,
have to manage to like make passive income.
even
That's
if they're
smart.
idiots, they have a check coming in.
Yeah.
To where like, because
That's true. That's a good idea.
Even if you're worth like $5 million and you leave your kids $4 million, they can blow that in a year and a half.
Yeah, but if you give them like
But if you're, like-
properties to manage and
Yeah,
like
it's
things
like
like that, retail spaces,
rental properties and
yeah.
stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, if you want to sell it and get the $10 million cash,
you can, but
you're just getting
yeah,
$40,000 cash flow a month or
you
whatever.
just got to manage it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that'd be my way.
that's a good point. I like that.
Go about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just heard several different people talk like that, where they're like, "No, I'm not leaving my kids cash."
I think that it'd be weird. I'm trying to think. I don't think I'll ever have that much money, and so I don't know if it's something I'll have to worry about. But I definitely, I don't. Well, first of all, I just don't like his reasoning there, because he basically is just sounding like his goal is just to teach his kids how to make as much money as he does. Which I understand there's more to it than that. I'm sure to him, like I'm sure he's not a robot that just cares about money, but.
Basically, he is.
Oh, okay, well then never mind. Because hopefully, like, what if your kids want to pursue a calling that's not something that's going to make them a lot of money?
That's another good point.
Like
That is another good point.
And so that's the only thing I'm thinking about. If I had that much money and I had to write a will, I think that'd be smart to do. Like you buy a business again, so that 80% of it doesn't go to the government. Like buy a business that you leave for them to run. depending on their age, obviously. But
Yeah, I like the idea of like starting something or like giving them something that like requires some effort to run without just giving them cash. Like here's a bank account.
it doesn't matter how good of a person you are at 18. If you get
bro.
you get millions of dollars, you're gonna make stupid financial
Well, I mean,
decisions.
also if you're 18 and you just inherited like 4 apartments or 4 like massive retail strips or something, and you're making that kind of money at 18,
Yeah.
you're still gonna be like,
You're
you're gonna be
true.
a douchebag.
Well, but you could.
There's no way around that.
Yeah,
That
you're
would've
right.
been
You're right.
Great.
Like I
You're
mean,
right.
just imagine you graduate high school, and then out of nowhere you're making like $400,000 a month or something.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not going to college.
not going to college. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to the beach.
Yeah.
I'm going to the beach.
I'm going to the beach.
I'm buying a beach house and I'm just living.
See
at
you guys at the beach.
Yeah, it's game over.
Oh
It's
man.
so funny. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to the beach.
I think Kevin O'Leary said something similar. What he didn't say like he's not leaving them because he wants his kids to, make their own money or whatever. I think he said, like I've spent my whole life making this money. I'm spending it on me and my wife.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people say that. There's like two like sides of the coin to it, because I think I saw a post. It was basically comparing 2 tweets or quotes, one from Elon Musk and one from Shaq. And Shaq was the famous one where he's like, I hear my kids talk about we're rich all the time. We're not rich. I'm rich. Which like he's half joking when he says that, but he believes a lot of that too. Obviously his kids are doing just fine.
Yeah.
But then Elon Musk was like saying how like, he wants to like, his quote was like, my children didn't choose to be born. My wife and I made that decision, or whoever he was with made that decision. So like we owe them everything, like, because like we chose to bring them into this world and like raise them. So we owe them everything to like make. So like, I think they're like, and that's not necessarily saying he's just going to give them money handouts, I guess, but
Well, if they inherit some Tesla stock, they'll be doing fine.
yeah, it's just funny that like those two, like somebody posted those two like next to each other. Shaq's like, we're not rich, I'm rich. I love that.
That's
It
funny.
cracks me up.
I saw a video.
Shaq is very rich. Shaq is worth like half $1 billion.
I accidentally just switched to a
I
black
thought he's a
screen.
billionaire.
He might.
I'll search it.
I think
I looked it
Shaq,
up the other day and he's not.
it's
but
crazy 'cause
close.
400 million.
400 million. Yeah.
That's crazy. Shaq is
He owns a lot of businesses.
he came from being dirt poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I watched a video with him where he talked about how he, like, the second he got his first deal or whatever, or first thing where he got like a big paycheck or something.
Yeah.
He like blew it all on like buying his dad cars.
He
and
went
stuff.
straight.
Yeah.
He went straight to the Mercedes dealership and bought the most expensive black Mercedes there and gave it to his dad.
Yeah.
And then got a call from like his somebody's manager or somebody, and they're like, "Hey,
What did you
like
do?"
you don't have any more money. Like, what did you do?"
He is a guy who is known to like, if he sees a mom buying a laptop for their kid in a store,
Yeah, I've seen that.
He buys the laptop.
Or
Like
walks up to a kid just like, "What bike do you want?"
yeah, like he's. I really like Shaq. He seems like a very good guy. Somebody who like realizes what they've got and like wants to share that.
Gold bond.
Michael Jordan's the richest NBA player at 1.7 billion. LeBron James is
Well,
second
yeah,
at 1.2.
The Jordan brand
Yeah.
and the Jordan name is worth a lot.
$1 billion is like there's so
who's-
many
you wanna know
billionaires
who's
in the world,
also
but when
worth
you
a
try
lot
to
of
put that
money?
into perspective, it's sickening.
It's ridiculous.
Tony,
it's ridiculous.
Tony
knowing-
Hawk is worth a lot of money because of his video games, is where most of
Yeah,
his money
those
comes
Tony
from.
Hawk skate games are insanely valuable. It's crazy thing that if your bank account had $1 billion in it right now, like you could just you could keep spending month by month, like you would think is a pretty crazy month. Like, oh my gosh, we ate out like every day, and then like
Yeah.
I even bought like a new PlayStation. You could do
We
that
went to
every
Texas
month.
Roadhouse
yeah, and
for
you
lunch.
wouldn't even scrape that money,
Yeah.
and for the rest of your life.
How many? Okay, so let's just assume we live till we're 85.
Okay,
So we'll go 60 years.
I think that's the life expectancy of
spend-
an average female.
You could spend
So us,
a little over. You could spend $16 million a year if you had just $1 billion.
My
You could spend
gosh.
16
million
million
a year.
for the next 60 years,
making none.
making zero. So that's not invested. That's not anything. You just have $1 billion in your account. Now you understand the video gaming, Konner. You can do this for $1 billion 1 year,
And then you're spending
you can spend
16
$16 million a year.
I don't know how I would be able
You
to
could
spend it.
you could spend 1.4 million a month the rest of your life. You could spend it and you'd be okay if you lived to 85.
I'm just thinking of myself making that budget in my Excel spreadsheet.
You wouldn't budget. Why would you budget?
I'm just thinking about me plugging in those numbers and being like, okay, so my spending budget this month for just shopping is like
I don't think I can spend 1.4
It's like
million.
$800,000. Groceries we'll do like $2,000 a month, and we'll have a we'll just so we can just like shop at like Whole Foods.
I think I would just buy most of Lynchburg and rent most of Lynchburg out.
My house.
Well, that's the thing. You wouldn't have to make money.
I would buy out an
But, like,
entire
I
neighborhood.
don't know. I had to
and
do
and just
something.
choose my neighbors, dude. I'd
Just
move.
choose your neighbor.
I'd move everybody, like all my friends and family, into one neighborhood. Be a great time. You guys are not invited though.
Shocker.
Yeah, I'm not new for this guy. Oh man.
How would you spend 1.4 million a month?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. First month. What are you?
First month.
1.4
First
million.
month. Well, first month's easy
First month is very easy
because you
But
don't
yeah,
own anything yet.
First month, like you're
That's the
buying
easiest.
new cars, the house, land, like you're, doing that whole thing. That's the first month.
I think to spend 1.4 million a month, I don't own a house. I think I'm just traveling.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Hey,
And
It's
I'm just
cool
because then you're
beans.
just going to 5-star resorts and
That is true.
all inclusive.
that is true. There is.
I was
I'm
thinking
paying
a very different thing.
I'm paying a 5-star chef for every meal.
That is true. There is.
Make me the best
really-
chicken tenders you've ever made.
I mean, I would have a house probably in a one home place, but
Sure.
then yeah, you would probably just travel.
Just think about what I was about to say. It's so stupid.
Say it.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, man, it's just so stupid. I was gonna say, I'm completely decking out my O2 Nissan Frontier and putting the nicest truck tent on top of it and driving the whole U.S. and sleeping in
Well,
Buy a
yeah,
campground.
Rivian. You could just buy a
1.4 million.
Rivian truck,
I
dude.
know.
You can just pay for someone to drive you.
You could also,
But,
just,
like,
you could have
I
a,
think-
you could
I
have a
think I
new
would
truck in
still-
every state.
I think I would
line.
still honestly use it to completely deck out that truck. And
Just 'cause you could. I respect that.
Because
And then
it's
you can
like-
buy an aircraft
that sounds
carrier to
like
drive
fun.
it onto.
Honestly,
But, like,
Konner, the
that
first thing
sounds
I
like
would
fun
do.
to me is to still be able to do
No.
truck tenting like through the whole country. Like that sounds like the fun part.
The
to
first
me.
thing I would do out of spite and revenge is take my Pontiac G6 to the shop and tell them to fix everything, replace everything, fix everything, paint it, do everything to it, and just it would cost like $15,000 probably, and I would just pay for it so easily, and that car would be like perfect, and then I would take it straight. I'd drive it straight to the junkyard and have them smash it in front of me. It'd be like giving a dog like a last cheeseburger.
It'd be like giving somebody makeup before they have a death sentence.
Yeah, dude. It's the last meal. That's what I would do for it.
That's funny.
That's the very first thing I'm doing.
That's so. I think that I would buy a decent amount of land and and set everything up to build a house,
I'd have a
and then buy a
roller coaster in
house for
my
me to
backyard.
live in while that house is being built for the year. And then whenever I move into my built house, rent out that other house.
I'm just trying
Well,
to
I don't know why.
Why do you need income? You
Frick
don't
that.
need
I'll
income.
give it to somebody. I'll walk into a
I don't
random
know.
person on
I'm
the
just
street and
trying to
give
think.
them my
Thinking.
house.
I'm just trying to think how many golf holes I'll have on my property and like what they'll look like.
You could buy a golf course.
I want a ton of land, and
yeah,
I want
probably own a golf course.
four-wheelers.
I'd like to walk in and
I
be
want
like,
a rally racing
I'd
track.
be like, Mr. Staub, your normal tee time? And be like, oh, we have your golf cart filled up and put up
It could be
front.
literally just you play. Like you don't even have to.
No, I
run
want to
it.
have members that respect me. They fear me.
like
and
the,
they,
like the Tiger Woods Golf Club.
yeah, dude. Like they only like the richest
You just
people
let
get
your
invited
friends and
to it.
family into the, like they're your members.
Yeah, dude.
Invite only.
Yeah. I think Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan
it's
has
Michael
it.
Jordan
Yeah, you're
has
right.
it, yeah.
I think that is crazy. That is so much money. I can't
Yeah.
even like.
And then Elon Musk is worth what? 297 billion. Right?
If
What do you do?
Let's all make a promise to each other right now that if any of us
Elon Musk is worth 255
I
billion.
would definitely fly.
if any of
everywhere.
us
like, I
wins
would,
the lottery, like a lot of money, this is obviously not going to happen, but a lot of money to where like you now have like frick you money and you're not working. Let's all agree to not tell each other and then just start showing up with more and more irresponsible purchases. Like the very first day I show up in like a ridiculous car and you guys where I make it's just nice enough that you guys are like, oh, that's so awesome. But you're kind of in the back of your head thinking, now, what did he do to afford that? Like, what is going on here? And then like the next day I show up and I've got like a brand new iPhone. And like it just keeps happening until you guys like have to sit me
If
down.
you showed up with a new iPhone, I'm not thinking, now how did he spend
No,
that?
but no, it just keeps happening like day after day to where it's like you have to sit me down and like, Trevor, what's going on, man? Like what, like why, like I show up with like this, like a Louis Vuitton bag. Like it's just like day after day and you guys think I'm going crazy or something like the credit card debt this guy must be in. Like,
That'd be funny.
and then I finally am like,
I would think
I
he's getting a
won
divorce.
$40,000 and I am in debt.
I would just think Kinsey left him.
Anywho, money. Let's just call this podcast, What Would We Do If We Had Money? $1
I'm
billion.
gonna tell this story in like half a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I finally set up my Xbox last night, and Gabby and I played Zombies on.
Which was it? Black Ops
4.
2?
Black Ops 4.
I don't think I've ever played that Zombies.
It's much more like the original Black Ops. It's way better than.
Or no, I
other
did
ones.
play that Zombies, I think.
Anyway, so we played it for
Wait, hold on. Is that the one where there's the one map that's kind of like the outside scrapyard looking place, and there's like a portal at it too?
No,
Which one is that? I feel like
that's 2.
okay.
Anyway, so we played for like 30 minutes or so,
I need to look it up now.
and we got we played the first round, and all I'll say is that my left ear now is
Yeah.
partially deaf.
Playing Black Ops Zombies with the wife is a great idea.
I don't think she stopped screaming.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
funny.
I don't
they
think that she
panic
stopped-
and they freak out
I
and
was
they just
like-
start like moving around.
And
So much fun,
she
dude.
kept on putting the controller at the TV and like going like this.
We
and
can
I was
make
like, it's not a
heck
Wii.
of a
It's not how it
initiation
works.
video if we did that. That is
But it was very fun. The
Liz
first
is actually kind of dirty.
The
at
first,
Call of Duty.
she used to play, but she just hasn't in such a long time. And
no, I have played this one
she,
once.
we were running around and we were like, it was like the last zombie on the first level, and I was like, okay, because
You gotta turn it into a crawler.
she forgot how to do any of the controls or anything, and so I was like, okay, you need to aim with your left finger, shoot with your right finger, and I was like, go ahead and aim at the zombie. I was just like, am trailing the zombie behind me. And she's like, I can't figure out how to aim. I was like, just hit that trigger. And she was okay. And she finally does it. And she's like pointing straight at the sky. I was like, now move it with your right finger down to the zombie. And so she goes down and she starts shooting at it. And it's just like all over the place. And I just start dying laughing. And then she starts laughing. I was like, I don't know how we're going to play this game.
Controller, like coordination, like using a controller, particularly with like the aiming your camera with the left while moving with the right is something that you don't develop unless you play video games.
Yeah.
Like it is something that is difficult for your brain to process. Like I need to be looking around with one finger while I'm walking with the other. So watching people who aren't used to that,
Why do you walk with your right?
other way around, left and right. You understand?
Yeah, but you even like because you said it, I was like, oh, he messed up. But then you started doing it with your fingers. I was like, yeah,
I
we're
couldn't-
walking and looking. I'm like,
you know what I meant?
do you play with inverted?
No,
Dude,
no.
my
But
brother,
we played-
my,
his thumb is the
we
skill
died
moves thumb in FIFA.
We died the first time though, and then played one more game because we got to like the third round, and it was crazy. And I finally was like, okay, I'm just gonna start opening stuff, and you just need to learn how to run, because the problem was she would stop and try to shoot at them. I was
Yeah,
like, you
just
just need
sprint.
to
you just
run
gotta
around.
get a train of zombies behind you, just
Exactly.
mow them down.
Yeah. The problem is this map that we were doing. I had
You
played
gotta get
a
your circle.
decent bit.
You
Yeah.
gotta find that
well,
circle, man.
Derize or Deriz, however you pronounce it, on Black Ops.
Belize.
Belize.
Me and my dad and my brother will play the crap out of that game. We had the perfect route laid out. Doesn't matter. So so that time, I don't know what happened to her, but she sat down on the floor in front of the TV because she said she couldn't see. So she sat down on the floor. This time she was blasting zombies. I had to revive her like every other round, which is pretty good. We made it to round 8 that time.
That's pretty impressive.
I was pretty impressed. We got like through like 6 doors, and like
I feel like when
yeah,
I would play
very
with
impressed.
Kenzie, like round 8 or 9 was like as far as you're making. That was on World War II zombies.
We could have made it further. We were in a room that I didn't know, so I kept on getting. So I got trapped in a
Zombies
corner.
is a lot of fun. When I was younger, I was not a huge fan of it, but it is a great time.
I would love.
And there's nothing more fun than yelling at
I
your
would
friend
really
who
love to
died.
play
Kent and I
zombies
used
with
to
you guys.
play. Kent and I would play when we went to the Outer Banks. He would bring his Xbox, and we'd set it up, and we would just play zombies at night. And
It's so fun.
yeah, the whole house hated us.
You're
We
the
were
only
just
one that-
yelling.
You don't have a PS4 though, because I don't think you can.
I have a PS4.
You do. Is there any cross-platform zombies? I think there is, but
The
it's
most recent ones.
the more recent games, so it would have to be one of the newer ones to do cross-platform. But
I have an Xbox 360.
Zombies is a phenomenal time. How many? Can you only get 4 people on zombies? Yeah.
We just need to do it. Wouldn't work. Almost had it. I was gonna say Sunday night. All our wives are busy. We just come to my house and play zombies.
True.
But Trevor and I'd have to hold. Well, Brooks could probably chill.
He could sit in my lap. I mean, he's not going to chill. He's going to like grab my controller.
It would be
every
very
2
hard
seconds.
for me to hold Luca and play. But I can figure it out.
No, Brooks will be grabbing at my controller the entire
We
time.
give Brooks a fake controller.
He does love, his favorite thing to chew on is like remotes or controllers.
So we give him
we
a
try
dead
not to
controller.
let him do that.
Oh, but he's with the boys now.
Yeah,
So-
right. We just hand him a controller. And he'd love that. He's great. It's a great time.
And we connect his controller.
The only problem is at that time of night, it's like past his bedtime technically. Like Sunday nights are the only night that he's like past his bedtime, so he is tough to deal with.
So you just put him down at my house.
Yeah, just put them down.
Oh yeah,
For a nap.
Just throw him down.
It's
Yeah.
easy. Like you just tell them to sleep and they sleep,
Just
right?
put him on the couch. We won't be yelling.
We're gonna be yelling at each other, dude. That zombie's the quickest way to turn on each other.
I can't think of a louder experience than the three of us playing zombies.
It is. It's like
Warzone, me, Kent, and Stout
like we
playing
were playing
Warzone was louder than
Ganges.
us playing zombies.
It's like when we were playing Gang
Mainly
Beasts.
because Warzone, you're like yelling.
You like actually need to. Yeah, I
And I'm
understand.
like, Kent, if you don't freaking lay down fire while I run across this stupid field.
Have you played No Build
I love
Fortnite
Warzone.
yet?
No, I haven't played video games in a long time. If I have, I played F1 like the day before Luke was born. So August 4th.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. The only thing I do now is I play my Switch in bed sometimes.
See, I was thinking it's going to be so easy I'll be able to hold him and play.
Not easy.
I can't.
Well, once he's big enough for the chest carrier, though, there is a little phase. There's a bit of a phase in their infancy when they will just like always sleep in that like carrier situation. And I, at least one time before I threw Brooks in that thing, let him go to sleep. Boom, controller. I did that at least
I
once.
can put him down for a nap. Like he'll go
Yeah.
down for a solid like 3 hour
I
nap.
kind of
in the middle
accepted
the day.
early on that like I was not getting the video game experience until Brooks can at least get
Play
to that
with
phase.
you.
Well, get to the phase where they hold the controller that isn't turned on and they think they're playing.
That's what I used to do with my niece.
That's the first phase
I would come home from
before
work.
it's actually on.
I'd come home from work and she would be there and like Liz would be like, hey, because like my wife would watch her during the
Yeah.
days. And Liz would be like, hey, can you do something with Lila while I cook dinner or whatever? I'm like, Lila, you want to play video games? And she'd be like, yeah. And so I'd just
Yeah.
turn on Rocket League and I'd hand her a fake controller and I just played Rocket League for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I've
It
got
was
some,
incredible.
I've got some
I'd be
cousins.
like, Lila, you're doing so good.
I got some cousins that are like 3, 4, 5, and like they're kind of in that range. The 5-year-old can actually like play games to some understanding at this point. But yeah,
5 years away. We're
hey,
almost there.
the clock is ticking, you know, and it's game on. When I can like play video games with my son, that's gonna be very surreal for me. Like having somebody in my house that like it's acceptable to play video games with.
Not even acceptable. Probably celebrated.
Probably. It's great bonding. We're gonna have a great time. I think I'll actually be able to get Kenzie into it too, because like then it's gonna become like a family activity, and like we don't need to
We
just.
got our third.
Who's this?
Ethan.
Ethan's in.
Ethan's
what
in.
did he say? Did
He said, I'd love to play. Let me make sure I don't have anything going on. I'll let you know what time's your tea time. 140 is what I said?
120.
120.
just tell him he has to like actually be upbeat and like talk to us.
No, we'll just put him in his own cart. He'll
Okay.
talk to us.
He's a warm body. That's sometimes when you're playing golf. Listen, I don't know if you guys have ever been in the struggle where you're just like, we're playing. Hunter and I are playing on Sunday, and we needed a third, and we didn't want to play
his
with Konner.
brother committed.
My
that
brother
wasn't playing,
bailed on us,
and then bailed. So now we
And,
have
like,
an empty slot.
obviously we could play the two of us, but having more golfers is better for days that are going to be more crowded at the course, because you don't feel like you're waiting on as many people, even though you're technically playing slower because you have more people. It makes sense. So we just needed a third. We just need a warm body. Sometimes you just need a warm body. Throw them in another cart, but just have somebody in the group. Hey, you got one more chance of getting a hole in one out there.
yeah, he's
Come on.
solid. I
He's
mean,
solid.
he's
rock
I
solid,
put
man.
him.
What
equal
about your
to or slightly
sister?
better than
What
me.
about your sister-in-law? Does she play yet?
No.
Get her out there for morale.
I mean, I can tell him if she can come right in the
Yeah,
cart with him. She
morale.
normally does that.
Yeah.
She's funny.
I mean, anything for like a good group at this point. Vibes only.
Game on.
All right, let's
golfing.
Let's get out of here. Let's go.